Hello, welcome in. How is everybody doing today? It is Self-Care Sunday, and I have been absent for such a long time. For those of you who don't know me, or this is your first time joining my page, my name is Mylene Noir, and I'm thrilled to be here today. I started a Self-Care Sunday Mindset Edition several months ago, and I'm back. It's been a while. I've been gone for a few months, and I wanted to give everybody an update on what I've been up to, what's happening. I want to check in with you because you know what? Self-care, when we were talking about mindset, little did we know that there was going to be so much transformation in our culture about this conversation about mindset and people deciding to tap out because, burnout is real. And if we are going to be our best selves, we have to understand where we stand, right? And sometimes that no is a complete answer. Sometimes saying yes to yourself may mean no to the culture, to what the world standards are, but it's important for you to understand who you are in this time. This is a really critical time, and I hope you are becoming more of your enriched self. And if you are not, and if you've fallen off the wagon, and if you feel like things aren't happening the way you want them to, that's okay. Because it's all about doing some self-assessment. So that's what this is all about. This self-care Sunday edition is kind of elevating a little bit, right? But I really want you to get in alignment with what you are doing now and where you want to go, because that's going to determine your next steps. So it all starts in the mind. We talk about mindset here all the time. So if you're new, welcome. I see some people on. Miss Delaney, Talia, Brownskin, Keisha, welcome. Thank you all for being on today. And again, anybody that's going to get this in the replay, I want you to join in. I want you to tell me some of the things that resonate with you today. So that we can continue to grow our audience and get people to really own their mindset in this current culture. There's so much going on. We stepped out of a pandemic, but then we really didn't step out. We were just kind of tiptoeing through it and thinking that we had figured some stuff out. And then here we are again. We got a new person. I think her name is Delta variant or something, and she is just saying things, doing things, showing up differently, and making us think twice about stuff. So let's get started. Again, I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Mylene Noir. I am a mindset coach. I help women break their addiction with achievement so that they can focus on a life of fulfillment. That's what it's all about. It's all about being fulfilled. It's all about, purpose chasing the things that fulfill you. So many people are addicted to achievement, and they get one thing after the next thing after the next thing. And then they realize that's not really what it's all about. They really need more. They really need to fill their cup up so they can fill up other people's cups. And so it's so important for you to identify where you are in that. And I'm here to help you. If that is you, definitely leave me a DM because I want to connect. I want to consult. I want to help you because it's time for you to become more of your enriched self. So let's talk. Let's chit chat. So the last time we talked, I was in a very intensive 3-month coaching program, and I learned so much. And as a matter of fact, if you go back to my IG lives, I was actually sharing a lot of my learnings from that time frame. And then it was time for me to do some things on my own. And I started off, let me tell you, I had so much energy and vigor and zest around my purpose that I had identified in this program. I got clarity. I was so excited. Hey, JC, truly. I was so excited to get started. And then I realized that life was happening. How many of you have been there? Put your hand up, put a hand up, put a high five, whatever kind of hand you can find, a prayer hand. If that is you and you have been in a place where you're going through and you're excited and then life happens, your car, you're celebrating. Maybe you're celebrating people, you're traveling, you have emergencies. If that is you, you're not alone. So often we think we are alone in this thing. Yes, you're walking your own path. And oh, by the way, the questions and the answers to the tests that you're taking in life is not the same as mine. So don't look at my paper, and I'm not going to look on yours, okay? Because we try to take these little cheat codes and try to figure some stuff out by seeing what other people are doing. You're not taking the same test. So I encourage you to stop that. But anyway, I was busy reclaiming my time. I love this shirt. This is one of my favorite tees. And living life, and things were happening. And I was kind of moving at a slow pace, right? I was getting things done. I was moving in my purpose, but the pace wasn't really what I desired. I wanted more momentum. And I had a conversation with my family one night, and something emerged from that conversation. And they said to me, it was many things, but one of the things that really emerged was, you need some help. And, okay, hold on. Sometimes when people say you need help, it makes you feel a kind of way, like, wait a minute, you're telling me that I can't do things on my own? And that's not what people are saying. What people are saying is, you can get there faster with some more companions on the journey. Okay? You can get there faster with some more companions on the journey. And you definitely want to make sure your companionship is filled with knowledge, right? We want to make sure that we use those who are skilled to help us on that journey. So I got me a coach, right? I was in a coaching program, but then I got a coach on the side. And then the momentum started to go from being a subsided to rising up. And so that's one of the things that I did on this journey. But let me scale back a second just to talk about what showed up, or who showed up. I don't know how you want to call it, a who or what, but I'll tell you. So I'm living life, I'm doing the things, I'm moving a little bit slow, and then these three things showed up, these three people. I think you know who they are. Limiting beliefs, doubts, fears. They came. They showed up. And what I realized is that, first of all, I don't enjoy when they show up, but they show up. You know them. They're going to do what they're supposed to do. But you need to do what you're supposed to do. Just know that that's their job, right? Their job is to show up and incite those limiting beliefs. You know, those old things that somebody told you you can't do. You remember that stuff? Or somebody says that you're too old or too young to do something. You know, that kind of stuff, the limiting beliefs. Or the fears, right? The doubts that tell you you're not enough. Yeah, those things, they show up. And so those things showed up, and, they showed out. They did. And that just made my momentum subside even more. So that's when I incited the conversation with my family, and then having to get my coach involved. And so things started to change. Momentum started to build. But I learned some things along the way. And first of all, me being absent from social and being absent from live meant that I was in the presence of the Lord, right? I know that's not quite how the verse goes in the Bible, but I was present in my prayer corner. I was walking this faith journey out. And here's what I realized. Here's what I realized and what I learned. And you may already know this, but Team Faith, those of you who are on Team Faith, it's a tough team to be on. You know that? It's a tough team to be on. To walk your faith journey out is quite the walk. But I'm going to encourage you to stay on it. Stay on that faith journey. Okay? The other thing that I encountered is the fact that you need to stay in alignment with faith and not what you see. I'm going to repeat that. Stay in alignment with faith and not what you see. Because first of all, the opposite of fear, that person that showed up and was showing out with me, is faith. So I had to just get on the faith journey. It was better to be on that journey than to be standing there with that fear, because that wasn't cool. But when you're on this faith journey, it's so important that you align with that faith and not with what you see. Because you see, what we see can limit where we go. What we see can limit where we go. And let me give you an example. I was really inspired watching the Olympics, right? And I think the whole world, right? The whole world was rooting for Simone Biles. At least in the USA, we were rooting for Simone Biles. We were excited for her. She had done this thing so many times over, so much so that there's a move called the Biles. Like literally, she's breaking records for the move that was called or named after her. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Like you create a whole move and then you start defeating that and exceeding that move. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But as we would all think, right, what we see is that this person is super talented, very practiced, studied, has a great support system, all of the things, and then they go over to Tokyo. And then as life would have it, just like it happens to all of us, which that's a whole nother topic that we don't have to talk about another day. But like life would happen, and it happens to all of us, she decided that she would not participate in some of the activities. And I just learned this morning that I think the individuals, she's out as well. So anyway, all that to say, look at what happened with this young lady, Suni, right? So if Suni were, like most of us, just focused on what we see. We just see that this person is the GOAT. They're going to be the one to take home the gold. They're going to be the leader. They're going to carry this team. And then life happened. And then Suni was the one. So that's why it's so important that you align with your faith and not what you see. Because what you see, what we saw, what we thought we would see, was limited by the real overall plan. So those are some of the things I want as takeaways for what I've learned. Now, here's what I was reminded about. I was reminded that you need to look at your path versus your momentum, right? Your path is, if you're moving forward, even though it's slow, you're still winning. You're still moving. The key is to move. And so continue to make those moves on your path. The other thing about it is the path to success. So it's like your path in terms of how fast you're moving, right? And your path in terms of the journey on the path. And again, if you're moving forward, hey, thanks for joining, Sybil, Eloa. If you're moving forward, even if it's at a slow pace, so even if your pace is slow, it's okay because you're moving. The other thing is your path. So this is like your pace versus your path. So even if you're moving slow, and that was one of the things I had to sit in. I had to sit in a slow pace. And that does not feel comfortable at all because we are naturally inclined to move. I mean, we live in a society that's all about go, go, go and grind. And so when you get to a point where you slow down and that go, go, go is like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel comfortable. But I encourage you to sit in it. Keep moving. Keep moving. But stay in that forward movement pattern. And then the path to success, and I think we've heard this before, is not straight. It's not straight. Because if it's straight, we would all just take it and go and be done with it. That thing is wavy. It is curvy. There's no ATMs out there. There is no entertainment on the way. It is, you don't have Ubers. If your car breaks down, you got to figure it out on your own. Let me tell you what, this path to success is not straight. How many of you know that for a fact? Put something up. Put up a hand, put up a heart, whatever it is. If you know the path to success is not straight and you know that it's curvy and wavy and it is just tumultuous and you will find people on there that you did not want to see or deal with, you're going to be tested. You're going to be moved and shaken, stirred. You're like a drink out there in this whole situation. If you know what I'm talking about, and I see that you know, yes, absolutely. So I was absolutely reminded that it is a pace and path journey. The pace might be slow. Keep going. You're moving forward. The path is not straight. Keep going. Learn as you go and stay faithful. Stay in alignment with what you know in the faith and not what you see. Because what you see will limit you and keep you from your greatness and becoming your enriched self. So those were the things that came up on my journey. I wanted to keep this short, but I do want to end with this. I have some news you can use. The last time I did a live, I told you that I was working on a project and I was working to get on a platform to be more intentional about bringing this message to you on, your mindset, right? Well, I am excited to share with you that on Thursday, August 5th, I am going to be launching my podcast. And my podcast is called Your Enriched Self. It will be found on all platforms where podcasts can be heard. I'm not going to be seen for a while, so it's just going to be hearing the words. But I'm excited because this conversation and the conversations I'm going to have on the podcast is a mindset fusion. So it's mindset, mind care, self-care, soul care. I'm excited for you because it is for you. It is for you to become more of your enriched self. That's the name, Your Enriched Self. If you look at all my Instagram tags, every single thing that I put out is really for your enriched self. So I hashtag your enriched self all the time because we really have to become our best self so we can show up in the world in the best possible way. I've been so thrilled to watch this movement in our culture to really work on self-care. Like we have these self-care Sundays, we do skincare, and we do all this external work. And I love that we have embraced that so much. But one of the things that I really want us to do in this community on the podcast is to really embrace our internal workings, all the things that are going on, that have gone on as we have processed. And the things that we think about become part of our belief system. So go figure, right? So there's some homework that we got to do. There's some unlearning we have to do. I know so many of us did some unlearning exercises during the pandemic, and we still are in a pandemic, quite frankly. So there's a lot of work that we need to do, but let's focus on the internal stuff, and that's what our podcast is all about. It's our podcast. So welcome to Your Enriched Self, coming soon, Thursday, August 5th. 6 a.m. to be exact, Eastern Standard Time. I'm so excited for me. I'm thrilled for you because I am curating content that is going to meet that self-care, soul care, and mind care. So it's a fusion for you, and I'm excited. So listen, I will see you or hear you when you get on the podcast. Please leave a review, screenshot the podcast art or whatever. Put it on my story or share it with me. I'll put it on my story. I really want to get the word out. So I'm asking you to go out there and check me out. I'm also going to update my bio. I haven't even done that yet, but link in the bio for the podcast. I'm so excited for Thursday, August 5th. 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your Enriched Self podcast will be live for public consumption. Yes, send me some hearts. I'm excited. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad to see this. And I will see you on the podcast. And listen, this is just a taste of what we do. This is all about you becoming more of your enriched self. And you know what? I know you guys got healthcare providers out there. Let me be your soul care and self-care provider because, that's not a thing. And I don't charge for the soul care. So just come on to the podcast, get your free soul care movement going, your self-care movement going. Keep your healthcare provider because, we might have those emergent situations. But I'm here to help on the other stuff. So I'm excited for us. And I will see you on the podcast. Please leave a review again and share this with someone. Let somebody know what's going on next week. It's time. It's time for us to say yes. And that is your enriched self. Have a wonderful day.